Well. It's been a week since last video, which was about Madrid's loss against Atletico. A lot has happened. Champions League in the midweek. La Liga, another round of La Liga this weekend. Barcelona just lost to Sevilla 4-1. Real Madrid are back on top of the league. So let's take it step by step. First of all, the Kairat game. I didn't make a video because it just didn't seem worth it. It reminded me of those Schalke games, those Apoel games, It's just a mismatch. There's no reason for teams like that to be in the Champions League, first of all. That's just my opinion, and I'm sorry if you're from Kairat or whatever, from Kazakhstan. I'm sorry, but those teams just don't belong in the Champions League. There's just one more game to be played. That's just it. Let's not dwell on that. Anyways, so they slammed Kairat 5-0, I think. Pretty sure it was 5-0. I left after the Mbappe hat-trick. Rodrigo came on, played pretty well. One thing I liked is that he went back to the system that works in both games, in Kairat and the Villarreal game. 4-3-3. That's it. You don't have to overcomplicate everything. 2 wingers, 1 striker, 3 midfielders. That's just like basic shit. That's a positive, I guess. But one thing I still don't like is that Mbappe starts every game, and is the last substitutions. He is the last substitution if he ever gets substituted, which doesn't happen often. So we got Gonzalo and Endrick just rotting on the bench. Should have loaned one of them at least. Now both of them are just gonna sit on the bench, just like Arda last year, who was sitting on the bench the entire year, when they should be getting minutes. They are good players that are investments for the future. Beyond that is what else was there? There was Barca PSG. Both teams were missing some key players, like Rafinha, I think. Yeah, it was Fermin, Rafinha, and Juan Garcia. And the whole attack of PSG except Barcola. And Marquinhos as well was missing. And the midfield was just coming back from injury. And they still slammed Barca in the Camp Nou, which wasn't too surprising. I mean, it was a close game. It could have went either way, but in terms of controlling the game and having a game plan and sticking to it and doing what you want to do on the pitch, I think PSG did that way better than Barca. Barca they were just suffering for a lot of that game. So yeah, PSG, in my opinion, is still the strongest team in the world right now. That midfield is insane. And that the system, the way Enrique sets them up to just press, and everybody has to do what they have to do. It doesn't matter if you're the right back, striker, center back. It's a lot more situational. It's like it's almost like FIFA, to be honest. It's almost like FIFA or POS, where it doesn't matter who you are or what position you play. If you are in a situation, there is a correct decision and a bad decision. And I don't know how Enrique did it, but somehow his players always take the right decisions. I mean, it always looks like that when a team is better, just like Madrid in the repeat era, or Barca with Guardiola. Every player just seems to do the easy thing, which always works, but it's obviously not easy. But yeah. So moving on from that. Oh yeah, Liverpool is also going through a rough downfall right now. They won every game in the last minute before this week, and this week they went 0-3 and lost every game in the 90th minute, which was kind of ironic and funny. But I'm not too worried about Liverpool. It's not like City last year when they fell apart. I think they they just changed way too many things at once. Their whole build-up was about uh, Gravenberg going to the fullbacks who were going up like Arnold and Robertson. Now they have Kerkez instead of Robertson. Soboslai plays right back sometimes, and Bradley I think sometimes plays there. Frimpong, too many pieces changed at once, and McAllister is not performing like he was last year in this system, with this team. Also Gakpo, Isaac, Ekitike, Salah, they are not firing, and Lil Uzi Verts. Lil Uzi Vert is not delivering so far. But I'm not too worried about them. They have a good coach, they have a good team, they have leaders on that team like Salah and Van Dijk. They're gonna be alright, I think. It's not the downfall everybody thinks is going on, it's just a bad week, in my opinion. But they're also not looking extremely strong, so like, I still am predicting them to win the league, but I'm not expecting way too much from them outside of that. Yeah. Oh, and that brings us to this weekend. Madrid played Villarreal, 3-1 win. Great, amazing performance by Vini. Horrible performance by Mbappe, who starts the game number 10 or 12 this season, when our coach clearly said there will be rotation and players will not always start. Seems like he's an exception at this point. Like, Rodrigo can go to the bench, Vini can go to the bench, Brahim, Bellingham, Arda, Valverde. Not one guy, just one guy. It's becoming a little bit sus, but hey, he picked up an injury at the end of the game, him and Mastantuan. Let's see after the international break if they still start every game. I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan of trying stuff out in midfield, trying stuff out in the wings, trying stuff out in the back with Asensio at right back and Carreras at center back. You're trying things out everywhere, but you still haven't tried one thing, which is bench Mbappe for one game, start Gonzalo or Endrick in his place, and see what happens. You haven't had a chance to observe it, like you don't know. Could be better, could be. Well, chances are it will be worse because you're losing out on Mbappe, but it's give and take. Like, you have an aerial threat with Gonzalo. He can go for crosses. He presses way better than Mbappe, links up way better, less selfish. You won't have a guy who's losing 15 possessions in the other guy's half. You won't have a guy who takes the ball and runs at Vini, making our two players into one. There's a lot of bad things. Mbappe has been having a good season. Don't get me wrong. Far from perfect. A lot of it I don't like. A lot. A lot of his decisions, the way I don't like it. Personal. Yeah. 3-1 against Villarreal. Back to basics. 4-3-3. Pretty much what I expected from the game against Atletico, which, as I said in the last video, that's on Xabi. And today, Barca just lost to Sevilla. Very weird game. Very, very weird game. The penalty, there was a penalty for Isaac in the first 10 minutes, I think, from Araujo, was just stupid. I mean, I understand why some Barca fans did not like the fact that it was a penalty, but you gotta admit, what was Araujo doing? He held the guy like this from his neck, put his leg between the other guy's two legs, like jamming him. He couldn't take a step forward or backwards. And you're not blocking like the cross or his dribble. You're not playing the ball at all. You're just playing the guy. Which is, yeah, pretty stupid from Araujo. Was a penalty in my opinion. I don't know. There was another penalty in my opinion with the Balde handball, but I understand the fact that it wasn't given. I mean, those handballs are just like a fucking coin toss at this point. Nobody really knows the rules. Like, you could do a Suarez versus Ghana moment, and maybe they won't give a penalty. But maybe if you fall on the ball like the guy from Marseille, that's a penalty. I'm so lost when it comes to that, and so are the refs apparently. The penalty for Barca. Nobody's gonna talk about that. The fact that Balde was fouled outside, went inside, then fell. To me, it's a penalty as well. I'm not complaining, but you can clearly see how that can just be called as a foul because the grabbing was done outside. Anyways, Barca were horrible in midfield. They were again without Gavi, without Lamine, without Rafinha. There's a lot of players missing, and Juan, which they really missed this game. I have a phone call. I'll answer that later. They're really missing Juan Garcia. That fourth goal. No, wait, the third goal. The third goal, really bad goalkeeping, really bad. But at that point, the game was lost. Lewandowski missed the penalty that I was talking about from Balde. I think that sealed the game. And Rooney, the kid from they got from Copenhagen. He has really high potential. That kid can dribble. He can shoot really strong shots, and he did miss two really good opportunities for Barca. Where one he was literally 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Bad finish, played it on the ground to his hands, and another one where he cut towards the outside and shot it with his right while he had two players in the box he could have passed to. I mean, he doesn't have much experience and he's really hungry for that first goal, so I understand him. Aside from that, what else was there in that game? Oh yeah, the midfield. Barca's midfield is looking horrible. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. They don't press. They just play sideways, and then ping one strong ass ball to the winger, to Rashford or something, like do something with it, and then they don't come to the edge of the box for like a cutback or something. I don't understand. Flick must be fuming right now with that midfield. But then again, it's Frenkie and Pedri who have been playing every single game so far this season. So maybe it's a stamina issue or an injury issue, but they are really lacking in intensity. And also, the other teams have also made good adjustments from last year against that system, which also Inigo Martinez was really good at leading that back line. Now they have Araujo, Kubarsi, Christensen, Eric Garcia sometimes. It's not looking good, bruv. Again. And again, it's just a week, just a game. 1 out of 38 games from La Liga, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't matter too much to them. But they threw the lead, and that's something, that's an important thing. They had the top spot and they gave it away against Sevilla. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about. Let me think. Was there something else? Yeah, there's pretty much it. There's gonna be a 2-week international break starting tomorrow, so we'll be back doing these kinds of videos afterwards. After I have zero interest in international football, never liked it, never will. After, so yeah, we have 2 weeks until the football comes back, and during those 2 weeks you might see a couple streams, not a couple, you might see some streams on Twitch. depending on some things I'm working on right now. And yeah, so yeah, just check out the description. You will find the Twitch channel, the Discord, everything you need is gonna be in the description below. And yeah, peace. See you in the next one.